My goodness.
All right, okay. Everything is good on my end. Game looks good. Everything, all the text is in vaguely the correct place. Whatever.
Yeah, not the right language, but the right place at least. All right. Are you
Okay,
ready?
so ready. Count me in. Ready when you are. 3, 2, 1, go, etc., etc.
All right. We will start. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right,
There we
this
go.
is a Superhot, possibly if the Matrix games were good.
There you
And,
go. That's all we need to talk about.
There's a lot of delay on my end, so
I'm just playing the
if you
video
haven't
game.
seen Superhot before, time moves when bullets moves. So the aim of the game is to just kill the red guys, progress to the next level. It's pretty simple. Few ways of killing the red guys. Of course, you've got your standard pistols, you've got shotguns, you've got automatic rifles. You can beat them, or you can jump on their heads.
Jumping on their heads is a lot of fun. I recommend
And
it.
there are a few ways in which you can save a lot of time. One of those ways is running the game in Japanese, because Japanese text moves a lot faster, so that's why we're running in Japanese. It saves about 17 to 18 seconds.
We always knew you could change languages, but we were like too lazy to actually test which one was faster.
Yeah.
And it was Czech for the longest time, but then they released the Japanese update right as we were testing it, so it's like, oh, they're obviously watching our Discord and just spying on us.
So after Subway here, Boris is going to quit out as soon as he's killed the last guy, and he's going to skip the annoying text box by spamming enter, so that the input for entering the next level is already queued up, and then he can skip the next text box, because otherwise the game simulates your imaginary friend sending you files. So again, he'll do this a few times in a run.
Yeah,
that saves a lot of time.
got nicked by a guy, by a bullet on the end of jump, unfortunately.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Your hitbox is very large in this game for whatever reason. It's really large but very thin. So if you turn to the side, actually, you can avoid bullets that you shouldn't be able to. Not like that. That's called running straight at a guy with a gun and then hoping he dies, and then he didn't. This level's on a bit of a timer at the beginning, so you have to miss everybody.
Is this shots?
Yes, it is. I am having a horrible time because the enemies are deciding to not do anything correctly. They're playing hide and go seek, basically. There we go.
You can see him jumping over the counter there. If you land directly on them, they'll just plop, explode, and it can make it easier to also pick up their weapons straight away. And the handguns have 4 shots, shotguns have 2, ARs have 3, and so you've also got to keep track of that as you're doing the run.
Yeah, as the game goes on, it starts giving you more and more weapons. We get an assault rifle a little bit later on.
And melee weapons are 1-hit kills, whilst punches are 3.
Most of them have I guess 4 hits before they break, but katanas that we'll get later are just indestructible, so you can just murder everybody with them.
Chuck them around.
But usually guns are kind of preferred for these sorts of levels. Break right here is a very random level. The enemies' weapons spawns are completely random, which randomizes their movement as well. So they'll never really do a consistent thing. So it's a lot of reacting for that sort of levels. But for most of them, it's a lot of muscle memory. And then when something goes wrong, you have to make some sort of quick decision.
And every so often there will be different enemy spawns. Occasionally, depending on where you are in the level, like especially on Subway, I've noticed if you're on one side, the enemies will spawn from a different side.
Yeah.
So yeah, on this level here where he's shooting away down the alleyway, he will do the text box skip again, so he'll start mashing enter as he quits.
Yeah, I tried to.
But you
tried to duel a guy and I lost. He's obviously much better than I am. So this is one of the text boxes that saves a decent amount of time.
Yeah.
Comparatively. Like, it's not even the text going faster for that. For some reason, just the input box pops up faster. And right now it's like asking us for some sort of password, but it doesn't matter what you actually input. You can just like move your mouse around in circles and it counts that as typing. And it's like, yep, that's the password. It's a circle. How'd you know? You're so smart.
And then very soon we'll be coming up to the tutorial in the game, which you'll be able to read in Japanese. So anyone fluent in Japanese will know exactly what to do in this game.
Which
Okay, I'll
we
read
both are. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I messed everything up. I ruined it, I'm sorry. But there's these dog levels in the game. There's dog 1, dog 2, and dog 3. And you're supposed to do these like really menial, just kind of strange things. For this one, it's telling us to not move, so we're gonna obviously hold back and move and make it upset.
Mate.
And then
And you gotta stand still for...
it'll tell us to stop. And then we stop. It's crazy. It's difficult. It looks...
And then it will count down.
We'll use numbers. It's crazy.
Yeah, the Japanese use numbers instead of the actual words. Whilst
I
in
actually
English,
can understand Japanese. This isn't that hard to understand.
we see, I have no idea what's going on.
Right?
It says it said you're a good boy.
Yeah, it's supposed to say good dog, but it's close enough. Once that pops up, after a certain amount of time, you can quit out of that level and go to the next one, which is the worst level in the entire game.
Yeah, Hospital is the worst level in the entire game.
Like Break, it's completely random. Oh, and I almost died. I didn't. Hooray. Oh, never mind. There's a guy alive. Okay, I undied.
The enemy spawns in this level are just so finicky and horrible.
You have to run at a dude with a shotgun and then just have enemies spawn all around you and not die. And usually you do die. And then right afterwards it's a level called Donut because it's a square, just like donuts.
Which again, the spawns are based off your positions and the weapon spawns are close to random. Like they normally spawn.
They won't
Pretty
spawn
consistently
shotguns.
with
That's the only thing they won't spawn.
Yeah.
So it'll either have pistols or assault rifles the entire time. This is the second dog level. This is the only required death. Unfortunately, we've already died a bunch, but after a certain amount of moving, it'll pop up with text. But if you know the time, that was a gold split. If you know the timing for it, you can go like a certain amount of movement and get shot right before the text pops up and save a little bit of time.
You noticed in a donut as well, when you jump, if you hold down the jump key, you will still keep moving, but it will be in slow motion.
Yeah.
So
you don't want to do that too
be
much.
a bit more accurate.
Because obviously
there are a couple times when it's necessary, like in Office, or at the end of the last level.
Yo, shoutouts to Sid with the 30 viewer host.
Thank you for those.
Yes, thank you.
This elevator, which is also horrible, and it takes like 5 seconds to complete. But if you mess it up, it's horrible, and everyone murders you because you have a small room with like 3 guys surrounding you with all pistols, and after you kill 2 of them, not even after you kill all of them, they will just start opening the elevator door, and there's 2 guys with shotguns sitting there like, "Heyo, we're gonna murder you."
And even though I'm behind, I can
goes.
tell that Bullets is on the next level because it just requires you to spam clicking.
Yeah, this is the
to
last
move
dog
forward.
level. So all you do is you mash left click a bunch, and then you mash escape, and that's
It
dog
does the
3.
sweet thing
There you
where-
go.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, we know where you live.
Yeah, and it shows you, even though I don't have a VR thing on, or a VR thing at all. Unfortunately, I can't.
And then we'll be.
I can't do that
and
VR
then
category for Superhot.
We have a required text box which is coming up after Dog 3.
Yeah, it's going through right now. It's unfortunately it's like a 30-second sort of text box. Japanese saves time for that. It's just your friend, or not your friend. It's the game telling you to stop playing it basically. But we've already opened the game, so technically we're not disobeying it by telling it, "Hey, we're not going to open it anymore because we've already opened it."
Yeah, because
It's
we
a
did the
loophole,
little...
but they'll
Yeah.
still get angry at us.
And then there'll be 2 more levels, and then we're required to actually quit the game because otherwise the game won't progress until you've actually physically forward the game. So having a good computer saves time as well.
But yeah, the silly thing is Japanese saves literally 10 seconds just in that small little dialogue thing right there. It actually loses time in a couple places, but for the most part, it's just like really easy time saves, and I still haven't beaten the record that uses English because I'm bad. There we go. I got a 2-for-1 with the katana at least.
Let's have a look. Oh, I just saw where you got hit on the stairs.
Yeah, it happens. Doing katana, so there's challenge mode you can do where you can play with only a katana, and I died on meeting because they changed the opening for it.
Yeah.
Because they updated the language and changed how some of the levels work, because that makes sense.
Yeah, meeting's a level that I always have a lot of trouble with.
It's a very difficult level. We are on pretty much the last real level until the second half of the game, though, so we will get some new super awesome, special, awesome, cool, fast powers in a second.
Brand new mechanics that help us do games faster.
Yep. So this is Hacker. All we have to do is bunny hop a bunch, which, if you've not noticed yet, is really fast. Much faster than just walking in straight lines. And then we get to punch ourselves in the head. Reasons.
And then you will alter for as soon as you hear that click for the text box.
Yeah, the game will basically tell us that we've given ourselves a concussion, that we should stop playing the game. And if you go to any of the other options, like you try to go back to the game, it'll just blur out the option. So, skipping all of that, we just Alt F4 immediately and go right back into the game.
Because the trigger for the next part of the game actually occurs when that little beep happens to signify the text is coming up.
There we go. And the game should be back up in a second. And after that, it has a little bit of a weird section where it looks like it's opening the game normally and just kind of messes up and glitches out. It's kind of like a game within a game meta sort of craziness thing going on.
And there'll be another little required text meeting with your friend on the other side of the internet. And he's annoyed at you for not sharing a password to the encrypted game files for Superhot.
And unfortunately, at this point, before we've been moving our mouse to input text, which is really fast and does not make lots of clicking noises, but now we just get to type a bunch, because for some reason quitting out of the game changes it, and it no longer lets you input text that way. So pretty much right now we're telling our friend that... Or we're trying to talk to our friend, but every time we say anything to him, it just keeps saying Superhot, and he gets upset at us. And then he just stops talking to us, and we cry. It's horrible, it's dramatic. It's one of those, you know.
And after this next cutscene kind of bit, I guess it's kind of a cutscene, we get the new super hot switch ability.
Yeah, one of the only real different... It's a very simple sort of, I guess, pure sort of game, but they do add a mechanic in about halfway through where you can switch into the body of any of the red dudes that are there. So your old body just dies, and then you go to them.
And if you switch into the body of someone else whilst they're holding a weapon, their weapon gets destroyed, if I'm correct?
Yes, they throw their weapon, which you can use to actually hit other people. Also, this is the best part of the game, because for some reason when you mash really quickly, it sounds like hot soup instead of super hot.
We're gonna get some hot soup.
We are gonna get some hot soup. But anyways, hot switching. Cool. It's awesome.
So this is the second part of the game where there are a couple really difficult levels.
This is hot switching right here. You just jump into his body. I really like this level, honestly. It's just like, you just run through and you murder everybody, and then you're done. It's easy.
And then after the next level, which will be Stair, comes Office, which is my personal most hated level in the whole game.
Yeah, not yesterday. I last week ruined a world record run on it. I was about 13 seconds ahead.
It can get so overwhelming.
Yeah, there's just a little bit too much going on. Oh, he's not dead. Why are you not dead? Okay, now he's dead. Guy in Stairs refused to just do anything but stand there and watch me. Alright, this is Office. I do have a bit of a different strat for it, which is running straight at everybody and hoping they die, and sometimes it works. There we go. Oh, I got a gold split, obviously, on Office. Obviously, because why not? Can't get it when I'm actually doing a record run, but, you know, just go for it.
The next two train-like levels are pretty okay. They're kind of standard. And then we'll get to Gate, which is, again, another finicky level, which we don't quite have the preferred strat for.
Yeah, like the entire game so far has been just kind of like a lot of random levels, but for some reason at this point the game starts to get a bit of a... I guess the places you go to has a bit of a story behind them. Like you go to the station and you get on a train, and then you get off the train and go to a gate and then go into a building. So it's like there's actually a story to it, but it happens in the latter half of the game. Anyways, what I tried to do there is hot switch into a person as I was stunning them, which I was hoping I'd be able to grab their weapon. Because when you stun someone, they drop their weapon, but if you hot switch right afterwards, you can just take their weapon. That's like floating in front of them, basically. But unfortunately, he did not get hit by the thing I threw at him. He just laughed at me, so I had to kill him. And that's how Superhot usually goes.
And then well, soon we'll be coming up to a long hallway, and then after that comes the last level of the game.
Yeah, we're getting right to the gate right now, which hopefully goes well. I don't know. Each of these text boxes, by the way, are like the only time losses by using Japanese for whatever reason. Like, for whatever reason, there's like a small little delay to that compared to English. It's
But
really
the previous text boxes make up for it.
Yeah, by a lot, actually. Oop. Alright, I did not kill the guy I wanted to. Okay, this is not good. Because that guy, for some reason, runs around the corner and knows exactly where you are, and he's ready to just destroy you and make you sad and ruin your run.
And we're probably past gate now, but
Yeah,
I was going to say, if you die on a level sometimes, in a couple levels, the ways that the enemies react at the start of the level differs.
Yeah,
So
when you restart,
makes it difficult. It makes it difficult to practice some of the levels.
Because at the very beginning of Gate, there's like a really hard stomp. Oh, nice, I died in lobby. Weird.
You died on lobby.
Yeah, like I just got clipped on the back of the foot by something weird.
Oh.
Right at the beginning. I haven't had to do it too much, but like I said before, the way to avoid bullets sometimes is that you just like spin your camera 90 degrees, because you've got a really fat hitbox and really thin sides, so if you turn to the side, like someone shooting a shotgun at you, you can even avoid it, which leads to some silly strats for katana percent, which is, like I said before,
You're
one
pretty
of the
much like a
challenges.
piece of paper.
Yeah, a giant piece of paper. And we are a long way now, which is a lot of perfect inputs, frame perfect jumping down a hallway. There actually is a secret hidden in this level. There's a secret hidden in most levels, but there's one hidden here where there's just like an invisible wall. The only way to know it is that one of the lights is slightly different. One of the lights is tilted kind of to the side a little bit, and it makes a different sound. So you kind of know to look for a wall there. I'm not really a fan of the invisible walls that they have for some of the secrets in this game, but that one's kind of cool, just because you can actually figure out where it is.
Coming up to core, which is the last level, and this is basically three time trials where you just got to run down the clock and then hot switch into the big pyramid into the center. So we're going to be really sneaky and
good part
just hide
about
from
it,
everyone.
Though, for being a timed section, is that it's game time and not real time. So I'll be strafing into the sides of things, and I'll be strafing into corners, because it makes the game go at real time instead of really slowly. As long as I'm holding input.
The spot that you're hiding in will be the most common spot to just hide in for the whole thing, from the second and third.
For the last two phases, there's a area at the top of the level where a secret's hidden, but if you go up there and you hide in this little corner, you can avoid most of the enemies in the final level. And this in Elevator, I feel like, takes the most time in a casual playthrough to get through, just because you keep dying over and over again. So thankfully there's this really there's this really safe strat once you get there. Getting there is a bit of a problem, because you're jumping over top of like a million people with shotguns that all want to kill you, but once you get up there, it's just strafing into the side of the wall and making time go at full speed while you wait for your hot switch to come back. And this should be the last phase of core.
And after the last phase, you just got to do a little thing where you become the core, and you do like a kind of snake mini game almost, where you just explode everyone's heads and
you get unlimited hot switching basically, and you can jump from body to body. And there's a way to one cycle it'll go for it. I did get it actually. I used to do it before.
I've got to take note of this.
Yeah, it's a little tough to do, but one of the other Hunter found a pretty consistent way of doing the one cycle, so that's what I've been using. But yeah, that's basically Superhot.
So we haven't actually got the last kill of the game yet. You've got to kill yourself.
Yeah, that's a little morbid.
This
is probably a better way to put that. You disconnect yourself from reality.
And
You become one with the game. There's another better way.
And we always stop time as soon as you put the last bullet.
Yeah, last input is. There's still a little bit of time. It's like 20 seconds until we are.
This part is usually always takes the exact same amount of time.
Should always take a minute and 4 after you finish core. I did not mean to rhyme that, but. Also, rest in peace, core, because they apparently changed the name of that level for some reason. They changed it to passage. So sad.
Really?
Alright, timing is going to stop in just a moment. Right there. Cool. Here you go.
2010.
Nice.
That's not bad.
Yeah. It's
I
underestimate.
spoke early at first because I like immediately flinched as soon as you said the word time. I have like a Pavlovian response to the word now at this point.
I just saw it on the stream.
Yeah, I was gonna say you just say time. I'm just like immediately flinched because I'm just.
Just testing your reactions is good.
Yeah, I got it, man. I'm on point.
Proud of you.
And that's super hot in 20 minutes.
It's pretty good. The record's 1818. I should know this. Like I have it.
Yeah, it's 1818.
It's 1818.
The Japanese text really adds a lot to the speedrun. It's like watching a movie.
Honestly I like how it looks, like stylistically.
Yeah, I do.
Like watching an art film that I don't understand.
And it
Except
works.
I do understand.
It
but
works
no one else
well
understands.
with Lovely Planet if we're going to be doing that.
We are going to be doing Lovely Planet.
Oh yeah.
Have fun with that.
I have been preparing this for weeks. I'm ready to go.